Welcome to Black and Blue, the podcast that's just for you. We bring solutions to everyday problems. We are here to humanize the badge. By interviewing first responders and discussing their trainings, experiences, and publications. Black and Blue airs weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in.
How do you feel that you've made an impact on society while being in law enforcement itself? Mainly, I know the first couple of years are more than likely patrol.
Oh yeah, I made a difference. One of my greatest differences was actually in patrol, because I found myself walking foot patrol in the housing projects.
Okay.
And I had one incident where I saw a lady who looked in distress, and I asked her what happened, and what was wrong. She said that someone had broken into her home. So I asked her who was investigating it. She said, investigating it? I didn't call the police. And kind of alarm bells went off, incident with me, when I didn't, notify the police. So I went into the lady's house, and she didn't have any furniture in there. So I said, are you expecting new furniture? And she said, no, you don't understand. They took everything.
Oh, wow.
So they had taken her furniture, her food, her children's clothing, the refrigerator ornaments, the clothes off the clothesline, her laundry detergent. They had completely cleaned this lady's house. And I asked her again, I said, I'm just shocked you didn't call the police. She said, they just don't care. And I looked in her eyes and I said, I care. So I was a rookie at the time, had about maybe 4 or 5 months on. And so I started doing a preliminary investigation. And I won't give the whole story out, but it was a time of reckoning for me. And I was able to solve her case.
Okay.
And it had another impact. People in the community began to trust me. People started coming to me with their unsolved cases. And as a patrol officer, I was solving cases left and right, unsolved cases. And I established this rapport with the community because the word got out after I helped that lady that, hey, the police are here to help you.
Yeah.
So it was a time for a redemption for me. Yeah. I told my sergeant I wanted to be a detective. That's how I landed on foot patrol and the housing projects. And what he was teaching me is the importance of establishing rapport with people in the community. And I was really angry with him when he put me out there, And then after I spent about 6 months out there, he said, how many people do you know now? I said, everybody. How many crimes have you solved? A whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And that was his whole motive for putting me on foot patrol. I talk about one story in there where I responded to this horrific scene with my partner is on the scene. I'm racing to the scene to see him. And what he saw and what I saw was just, really horrific. And I remember going on a call with him a couple hours later and asking, I said, how you doing? And he said, Maurice, how the heck do you think I'm doing? I just saw the most horrific thing anybody want to see. And he never said, take 15 minutes off, take the rest of the day off. He said, it's messed me up. Yeah. And I felt so bad because I was so oblivious because it was like the military, suck it up and take it.
Yeah.
And I just felt bad as his friend that I didn't realize how bad. I mean, it impacted me, but he saw this horrific thing happen. I just saw the aftermath of it. So, that's when I realized, we're not robots. We really need to.
Oh yeah.
Really, really need counseling to deal with a lot of stuff that we see. When I would tell them, I was in law enforcement, they would say, well, tell me your most interesting story. So I would tell people these stories, and everybody said the same thing. Man, that would make a great book. So that's what inspired me to write that. A lot of topics that I was teaching had to do with cases that I worked.
Okay.
So what I did was I used my actual cases as case studies. And I wouldn't reveal to the students that it was actually my case when I had them going through all these changes trying to solve these cases. And at the end, I would reveal to them, hey, this is a natural case, it's a case of mine. And my students would say, my God, that would make a great book. They run those gamut of emotions, sadness, anger, terror,
Okay.
you know.
And of those excerpts, do you have anything that you can share with us from your book, Looking for Trouble?
Sure, I have a couple here.
Okay.
This one is called Rumble in the Jungle.
Okay.
I needed help and I needed it fast. I was trapped in the muggy, tiny apartment. The heat and humidity had sweat pouring down my face, obstructing my vision. I was in desperate need of an extraction. I wondered if Backer would find me in that hellhole. I had made a rookie mistake. Now the laws of the street would prevail. They wanted me to pay for it all. Yes, pay for Reaganomics and every real or perceived injustice at the hands of the police. I had hoped for a positive outcome. However, it was like being an unwilling participant in a horror show. My fate was inevitable. My back was against the wall and there was no method of escape. It was time for close quarters combat. My situation was so dire that only the elite SEAL Team 6 could have rescued me. It was probably the first time Mistletoe and his posse saw an officer alone in the projects. The streetwise hoodlum's predatory instincts kicked in. He knew I was a rookie. My shiny silver badge and neatly pressed white uniform shirt with military creases gave me away. In his mind, he was the alpha male line, and I was the helpless deer separated from the herd. Now the pride was about to close in on me.